but they were probably hoping not to face one another because that means that your closest competition has also gone really far. But as far as an entertainment value goes, this is great because whoever wins is our new 5th place team overall in RLCS points, and whoever's behind is 6th equal with Dignitas. It doesn't get any closer than this.
So Team Queso started off the season teaming up with Greasy Meister, made top 8 from there. As we see Atomic actually move again, look at the first goal!
Oh, wow.
And he's got it in style!
Yeah, they've been here before, don't forget. Winter Regional 2. Team Queso were 1 overtime goal away from winning. They lost to Top Blokes that day after eliminating BDS from the same tournament. They know what it's like to play in an RLCSX regional final. This is a first for Solary.
As for Solary, this is a roster they've stuck with all season long, despite many people calling for changes. Farah especially being the one that's had to deal with that mental pressure. And he's turned up fantastically today. You heard Gibbs saying that this was the next part of the puzzle. Right now, they are dealing with not necessarily a puzzle of a team, but more of a brick wall that will just launch everything at you. Team Queso, one of the fastest and most exciting teams that we've got in the region. Atomic looks to try and create a second opportunity. VK Salem looks for the setup. Dementor, though, not wanting to risk too much. As it's now over to Atomic. Got the brace!
Wow.
And Team Queso firing on all cylinders.
Atomic hasn't slowed down since the game started. Look at him attacking the back post here. First to the ball, over the top of Azrael. These guys definitely starting off the stronger of the two teams here. Solary have been stuck in defense. They've made a couple of brave saves. But will they get anything going in offense? It's going to be tough. This is prime Team Queso, who have peaked, and they've shown us some high peaks throughout this season. They've brought the best of them all today.
They've been a team that have been evolving as we've watched them play throughout this season. Started off as a bit of a one-trick pony, speed only, chaos, and they've become more reserved, Johnny, as we've observed them throughout the last few regionals. We were questioning it last time. It's so far been a bit better in Atomic. One more time. What a performance here in Game 1.
Yeah, this is just unreal. Atomic has been easily the player to watch out for in the lobby right now. Chaussette's been grabbing a lot of the spotlight for Solary this weekend, but look at this from Atomic to VK Salem. Backflip assist, completely outplays Farah.
That's just beautiful. Bicycle kick over to VK Salem. Nobody left. And at this point, a 3-goal lead already.
Oh my.
That is something very, very difficult to figure out. You saw just how happy Solary were coming out of the last series. The smile is very much off their faces now.
Yeah, this is a time to fully focus, but it's also just another reminder of how Solary's season has gone so far. Queso weren't in the conversation to be one of the teams to beat in the RLCSX season. Solary were. They were Oxygen previously. These 3 players have had a lot of hype around them. Are they going to show it? Chaussette will give us something. Still a long way back, but that's the start in Game 1.
And Chaussette might be one of the players that they want to activate most over on Solary. We already know what Astra is capable of, but Chaussette has maybe had the greatest peaks in Grand Finals. He's done it during a regional final in the previous seasons. He annihilated DreamHack. And he'll be one of the players to watch here. Hasn't quite lived up to those heights. If there's ever been a time, this will certainly be it. Atomic wants the hat trick. Pass over to Astral off the backboard. And that will be covered as often as Team Queso possibly can. They don't want to give away free double taps.
Yeah, they had just defenders queuing up to take turns at that one. But they're making sure the clears are good enough and the recoveries are fast enough that it doesn't matter if they send 2 players there. They're recovering in different locations, still very much relevant in the follow-up play. That's bounced it in the middle. It doesn't look like Demento's ready for it. He had expected Farah to make contact on that one, but the center ball proved to be a bit more challenging to intercept than we first realized. Now Astral has a bit of space. He gets away from the challenge from behind. He goes to the bump on Dementor, who avoids it well. Now VK Salem, 1v1 with Farah. Farah is going to come out on top there. Actually, a lot more than just that. Look at how much Farah's been able to do. Turning defense into attack, and now it's still Solary piling on the pressure. Astral shot finds the top corner. They're back in the game.
Look at the swarm that just entered the blue side of the field. Nobody wanted to go back. full faith that the play was still on. Astral now on the board. It's 1 for Astral, 1 for Chaussette, 2 for Atomic, and 1 for VK Salen. And yet, this looked like it was a done game with 3 minutes left already, but Solary proving that when it comes to grand finals, there's a different feeling to it, and you've got to be on point at all times.
It's going to feel like a long minute and 20 seconds for Queso. It's a bit of a loose clear, but Farah's gone on the outside of the ball, unfortunately, sending it into the corner. Solary should be able to get more chances, though. They're doing well to find space in the blue half and utilize it. Now Farah off the ceiling, gets a good dunk on it. Chaussette decides not to move in. Astro will, and he's just put it wide. Post saves Team Queso. They're still in a bit of trouble. They're looking for the hard clears, but it looks like Solary's interception game has improved.
Not funny, they are out. VK Salen, what a flick. And Farah had to be aware. Keeps it out of his net. 40 seconds left on the clock. Farah over to Chaussette. We're in the corner. It's difficult to make opportunities, but he's still done pretty well with it. Astral looking for Chaussette's bumps off the backboard. Now the backboard one more time. Astral's going to back down. They know they've got a little bit more time to go for one more chance. Didn't want to all in for something that really didn't look like it was quite on.
Yeah, patience from Solary. They were looking to send that ball back in, but it's not worked out at all. VK Salen, with 15 seconds left, shatters the hopes of a comeback outside of an awkward kickoff going the way of Solary. They're not going to be able to pull this one back into a tie game in time. Let's see if they've got anything planned.
Yeah, they need something off the kickoff immediately. Farah's kickoff really loose. Atomic can just take over. They're going to only send one player and waste as much time as they possibly can. A demo as well does not help. There's going to be a lot of questions about Team Queso and how they were going to deal with this. So far, they've proven that they can handle a crisis.
Yeah, just showing us maybe their run to this grand final was a bit more, or it was a bit better in preparing them for this grand final. They did have the more impressive group results with 3 wins compared to Solary's 2. I think today they've had tougher competition overall. It was only the day 2 of this competition that had us thinking that maybe Queso aren't on the level. You know, the losing in a sweep to Team Liquid had us a bit worried for their form today. It didn't end up really being too much of an issue, though, as Team Liquid have been dealt with, and Team Queso have saved the best of the last day of the competition. Starting off with Atomic's 2 goals and 1 assist. You know, really, to get the ball to this guy in the final third, he's going to make something happen.
Yeah, for Solary, they'll be looking at this and just thinking, they didn't beat us across the entire game. They beat us in the first half of it and then started making a comeback from there. So a lot of answers we still need to find in this series. Solary looking to just start better, start quicker, and really bring their star players into the field. As for Team Queso, more of this. And they'll be hoping that if they can get the next game, we can adhere to the constant 4-1s that we've got today. They'll do anything it takes to get a hold of this regional win and get themselves that 5th place. Oh, what a pinch. And Demensa, it's actually there for Chaussette. Good pressure now on for Solary above, and somehow it's been missed.
Oh, that's a huge let-off. Queso were in trouble, but Solary have failed to do anything with it. Still in a good position, though, Solary. Despite that, Queso's 50-50 game just doesn't let off. These guys don't know how to stop being as aggressive as they can be. That's really all that they want to do, is attack, attack, attack. And Solary have to just try and reset here mentally, because if they go down in this game, it's going to be very hard to get another comeback started.
Looking for the pass. Farah, last player back. What a touch from Demensa. That was so hard to read. Instead, he's found VK Salen, and he wasn't too far off. Just being bumped around a little bit, still able to recover. Completely right about Team Queso. Oh, what a touch! Here comes VK Salen, and there's no way he was ever gonna miss.
Triple commit. They're all in. They're all here. The whole squad is here to help the ball into the middle. I mean, who are they censoring it to? I'm not sure. Their whole team's in the corner, but they've still caught up to it. I mean, this really is the evolution of Rocket League, Shogun. With how fast these guys can recover, with how quickly they can read the game, you can triple commit every ball. Team Queso are the ranked team of your nightmares, and they're making it work in the grand final here. Another lead. And I mean, Solary are not going to be able to read this, if nothing else.
And Solary have got many, many issues at this point. They know that they should be a goal up. And instead, they find themselves down. They're trailing in game number 2. And that's a good opportunity for them. Needed to be a lot more accurate with Astral's shots. But it's that constant pressure. It's a hounding strategy from Team Queso. Chaussette takes his time. He's going to just invite on a challenge. A challenge there. It really has not turned up, and sometimes you don't want to give Chaussette that sort of pace, but Demenza really just did not care.
Yeah, clean ground play, great control from Chaussette. This is giving, memories, flashbacks of 2019. Chaussette really bringing the dribbling back into 3v3 still to this day. It's an element of his game that you've got to look out for.
Oh,
that's on target.
Astral's
off his line. No one's back. Atomic's got 2 goals. And it's 2 goals for Team Queso. It's Chaussette with a bit of a loose touch there. Didn't find a teammate. Couldn't catch up to it again himself. Team Queso are running away with it again.
I can't believe this. This is a team that is not letting any sort of mistake go unpunished. Team Queso looking to try and find free, and they're going to do so. What are we watching?
I mean, of course Demenza goes. It's Team Queso. It doesn't matter how close Chaussette is to the ball. It doesn't matter if Farah's threatening to jump up and knock it clear off the back wall. Team Queso are going to go for everything. They have no fear, absolutely no respect for anybody. And when they're playing this confidently in their mechanics, I don't think anyone would really want to go up against them. They're so hard to read. And I think maybe even impossible to read in a world where all other teams are trying to play as organized as they can. Oh, hold on. That was on target. What a shot that would have been from Astral.
Still, they've got to get one of these in. Chaussette takes his time. But the team strategy from Team Queso has always been the same, and Astral's missed it. Farah now stuck by himself. He's done well. Another save. Oh, Chaussette just flings himself past the ball.
Oh, they're rattled, all right. That was Chaussette fresh off a respawn. He only managed to get a 19 boost, but still an extremely routine save for a goalkeeper of Chaussette's caliber. Honestly, a routine save for anyone at this level. He's just completely misplayed that. Jumped up with a little bit of forward momentum, and he didn't have enough boost to correct it. So massive mistake now for Chaussette. Once again, Solary down by a massive amount of goals, and I don't think they've got even time to mount much of a comeback here. This is just a tactical timeout kind of vibe I'm getting, sure.
Yeah, this has to be. It really does. I mean, we're coming towards the end of game 2. They've already conceded 8. They've scored 2.
What you're saying is you would 8 to be Solary right now?
Yes, Johnny. Well, to be honest, actually, they're still getting 15 grand even if they lose this. I feel like I'd be pretty okay, actually.
That's a good point.
I'm sure they wouldn't agree. I'm sure they are very desperate to reassign themselves as the team to beat in the region.
Yeah, secure the bag, speed run, any percent. I mean, 0-4 is the way to do that, I suppose, but it's all about the points. I don't think these guys are even thinking about the money right now. It's a lot of money, and these guys, all of the top teams in Rocket League esports right now they're making so much in such short time spans with all these events, but they're just going to be thinking about the points. They want to get that top 6. For Solary especially, this is their chance. Their one chance, their first final all season. Their chance to prove all the doubters wrong. But Team Queso look like they were more ready for this. They are going for it. They're not holding anything back. Nothing has been left to doubt. And I love that, because if you lose, you'll wish you tried. A few things differently. You can't tell Team Queso they're trying things that other teams wouldn't even think of these games. They are innovating as we speak.
I mean, we came into this season and all thoughts were Vitality and at the time Oxygen was supposed to be the match we were always going to be watching out for. We've already detailed how Vitality have sort of felt second best this season, but for Solary, second best would have felt fantastic for them up until now. Now second best would not be good enough. Team Queso up by 2. And I agree with you, Johnny. This feels like it has to be the first tactical timeout of the series.
Yeah, it has to. There's just no way that Solary can continue doing what they're currently doing. Team Queso's mechanics are incredibly effective. Their confidence is through the roof at the moment. And as for Solary, we can't really say the same thing. We've seen them never shy away from a mechanical war.
Johnny.
Astral in particular.
Johnny.
Is this
No
it?
timeout.
No timeout?
No timeout.
Interesting. I mean, they're not on their last life yet, so maybe they're just
not,
save it for their last life.
You really
but
want to add yourself to the extremely exclusive list of best of 7 reverse sweeps?
man, this is interesting because I really did think Solary were just going to try and take a little bit of a breather here, you know, reset and remove as much momentum from Team Queso as they can, because it's not like things were getting any better. They got worse between games 1 and 2. Queso became even more difficult to read. There seemed to be even more occasions where Team Queso are just disrespecting Solary's mechanics. And yeah, Solary even had a couple of mistakes in that game as well. So it's going downhill for them. Very surprised that they haven't taken that extra minute to figure this one out. But let's see. Maybe they already know what they're supposed to do. And we're about to find out if they can execute.
Now, Operation Don't Concede 4 will now be in effect for Solary. As we get ourselves into game number 3, and the game that could put Team Queso on the verge of regional glory. Here comes an early challenge from Chaussette. Solary will be desperate for the first goal. And, you know, again, we look at the last game. They should have had the first goal. That could very well have been a very different game. Whoever... I mean, I didn't get to see who took the shot. I was looking through a demo smoke screen. So I can't really assign blame as Astral pre-jumps this shot. Everyone over on this left-hand side, so very clumped up here by Solary. Ooh, not the greatest recovery from Astral. Still helped out. Atomic leaves it for VK Salem. Now looks to get it back to himself. He can probably reset this. It goes low. The ball just got away from him.
Yeah, it didn't quite sit the way he wanted it to, so the reset wasn't possible for him with that approach. But the fear's always there. I mean, the fear's been completely instilled in Solary at this point. Every time that any Team Queso player flies at the ball, you have to assume that they're going to hit it. You have to assume that they're going to do something with it that you don't want to see. And I mean, I don't really know what I want to see from Solary right now, other than just a
goal.
If they can get an early goal. I mean, a goal would be pretty good, but what kind of goal is especially? Like, who needs to score this? I think you got to
get to Farah.
Farah, maybe? Yeah, Farah did have a mistake.
You need to get Farah going.
I reckon it's Chaussette as well. I mean, he's been... The step up that Chaussette's had this event has really helped Solary elevate. Astral's been a consistent threat all season long. Chaussette was supposed to be, and he really hasn't until this event where he's looked great. So, I mean, they're the duo we're looking at, Chaussette, Farah. Astral's really not been questioned much, but quiet start also from Team Queso in this third game.
Yeah, and you look towards that and say that definitely suits Solary. Look to the wall. Farah, difficult angle to really wrap your car around, but he was able to do it. Huge demo as well. Astral steals boost. Chaussette looks to go for net, and what a play that was! Kind of looks like he fainted out the pass to Farah and then went straight top corner.
Yeah, just not expected to take a touch. That's a brilliant play from Chaussette. Queso were fully expecting him to just rifle that ball into the middle. As he waited until the very last second before slowing down and cutting in field. But it's the first touch. That really was the game changer there. Chaussette's put the ball in the perfect place that he could catch up to, and that the defender wouldn't be able to reach in time. Now a chance for Solary to show us what holding on to a lead looks like. But you already know, Team Queso are going to throw everybody at them. If Team Queso don't all end up inside Solary's goal at the same time, I'll consider this a failed comeback attempt.
Yeah, if you've been listening to us talk about them, you're just going, all right, well, they're quick, but you know, it doesn't look too bad just yet. You haven't seen them whilst they're not winning.
Yeah.
It is about to get a bit wild over here on DFH Stadium. Here is Atomic, looks for a mega angle, and he was not far off. That second touch from VK Sinan does keep the play alive. Solary desperate just to keep this ball as close to the walls as possible. No shooting angles over there, and they have survived it.
An interesting thing is that neither Vitality or Top Blokes won their first grand final that they reached in the RLCS X season. Only BDS were able to do so and then win a whole pile more. The only other teams outside of BDS who have won a regional weren't able to do it on their first try. Queso, like we mentioned, they've tried before, they lost. Solary, this is their first try. I mean, we're starting to see a pattern here. This, seem to have righted the ship a little bit. Still the underdogs. Queso, with a minute remaining, are gonna turn it on and really put the pressure on Solary, who have to play consistently. They can't allow any mistakes back into their game.
Oh, Atomic. Not maybe the best touch from him. It slows down the play. Here is the pressure from Team Queso, and they'll wait for the one mistake, and it looks like they've got it. VK Sinan just smashes the ball straight into Astral. Now pass over to VK Sinan. Wants the double tap off the backboard. Chaussette shuts it down. Now in comes Atomic. And a very quick reaction from the defense. But they are still under pressure. Demensa off the bump from Atomic onto Astral. You're going to need more than one bump on one player. All three of these players from Solary are not going to leave that net unless they absolutely have to.
Yeah, especially now. They've got a great position for themselves, and it's getting desperate for Queso, in fact. They're just looking for a hard clear. Bumps are coming in on goalkeepers at the moment. There's from Demensa, and of course the third man commits, but Solary have it covered. The clear gets sent towards Team Queso's backboard. VK Sinan might have a chance, and he's gotten dunked on. What a play by Solary. Never any danger at the end of that game. That's a huge win for them. They were able to turn things around. I guess they just knew Shogun. They didn't take the minute, but they did have a plan to figure this one out.
Yeah, that's the thing here, is they didn't just come back into this game hoping that the same thing would work. And that was sort of what I think both of us were worried about when we didn't see the timeout come through. It kind of just came across as, oh yeah, no, it'll work this time. Tends not to. This was a very patient Solary who were just picking their chances, weren't overcommitting, and crucially, more than anything else, not making mistakes, which no strategy tends to ever fix. So for Solary, right back in it. They keep a hold, crucially, of that timeout, so they can stall Team Queso on championship point if they want to. It was a risk. It worked. Fair play.
It was still a scary game, though, as well. I mean, you got to give credit to Queso. They really are the kings of creating chaos and thriving therein. But Solary not going down without a fight here. They were on a bit of a downward spiral. Game one didn't go their way. Game two was worse. They've managed to turn it around. So that's impressive to be able to dig deep and figure out what they need to do in this matchup. The Team Queso they're the kind of opponents that you just show up and hope that they beat themselves most of the time.
Yes.
Their style can collapse in itself. But today, it's been their day. They just haven't been making those mistakes. Now here's Chaussette.
Oh,
Great
wow.
catch. Oh, as the ball bounces, he's just caught that one perfectly. The timing of the shot is key here. 1-0 Solary once again.
He just trapped it between himself and the ground.
Wow.
Absolutely no chance. And Johnny, I asked you in the last game who you wanted to see get that goal for them. You said Chaussette.
Yep.
I'm seeing why right now. He is looking very confident with his shooting. And it's this player that's creating those chances. Which does mean that he'll be able to Farah. And what an unfavorable task Farah kind of has here for his play style, where that chaos, that three-man storm is going to come at him, and he's the one that's got to deal with it, like right now.
He's done well there. Farah just waiting to see if a touch is going to come through from Demensa, because he knows if there is a touch, the ball has to go towards that far post, so he's ready for that. And he's also got the miss covered as well, which is always a possibility when Team Queso are going for such slight touches and glancing blows as that. Astral off the post now. Chaussette coming in for a second, but he's blocked as well. Back pass to Farah, who goes high. Atomic's got enough boost to challenge him. Farah was really hoping the backboard would be undefended there. Either way, Solary continuing to attack, and the boost is running dry from Team Queso. Counter-attack now. VK Sinan's pre-flip doesn't make contact, and it was the fact that he was still boost starved prevented the counter-attack from connecting. The great stuff from Solary, the pressure paying off even as their attack came to an end.
I love that we got to see that play through Farah's eyes as well, because it sort of made everyone understand a little bit more what he's there for as he almost finds the redirect. But he just had in front of him Astral and Chaussette, both near the backboard. Shows to take an extra touch instead of just launching it first time, as we do get an opportunity. What a save by Farah.
Oh,
Second one takes it away from Dementor, and that unleashes Astral, who is immediately cut across on the half rotation.
I mean, how on earth is Farah making these saves? Like we said earlier, Team Queso's entire roster is hard to read, but they're not going to get this one. VK Sailing just powers right through, despite there being defenders nearby. None were able to get between the ball and the goal. 1-1.
It was just that moment of hesitation, and unfortunately, a moment is a moment too long against Team Queso. 1-1. Reminder, championship point is only potentially a goal away. Astral, oh, what a pass! There's no way he misses that! Okay, we've got ourselves a series on our hands.
Yeah, great forward run by Astral. Gave Farah the option, and when you saw the pass flying ahead of Astral like this, you knew that he was going to connect the finish. So that was just exactly what Solary needed. On the transition, no ball pressure from Team Queso. Their, lack of communication at times can cause them problems. And Solary turning this one around, like you said, without the use of that tactical timeout. So they've still got an extra lifeline, I'll call it, for later on, should they need it. Farah, what a step-up game for him. He almost finds a way through single-handedly, but now it's Chaussette alone at the back. Does he have the boost to challenge? He does. Queso, again, piling everybody forward, and they're not afraid of an aerial battle every single time. Even the last man will go. And I think Solary know that by now. They've realized that Team Queso are just going to go every single time they can. There really is no hesitation from them.
Off the backboard, here comes Atomic. Astral, what a pass. Oh my goodness, Astral. Talk about a quick way of getting away from pressure. He's going to leave it this time for Chaussette. Goes low on the shot. Dementor gets rid of it off the backboard. Here comes Astral. Not challenged instead. The double tap off the flip reset.
Wow.
Not quite enough. Now it comes out to Chaussette. Or thought about faking it. Realized that the angle was covered.
Astral starting to flex those mechanics. He's not afraid. Taking on Team Queso at their own game. We've seen him do this against Giants. We've seen him do this against BDS. The latter not with all that much success, but how about that from Chaussette on the exit? Just clips the ball back into the top corner. This is prime Chaussette right here. Blind shot. You can't hit those better than that.
And just think about how that is defensively. You almost got bumped from him. You're feeling good. You avoided it. Chaussette's still there to score. He is so dangerous in every single way. Now Astral demos the goalkeeper. Atomic's left by himself as Dementor joins him on the backboard. Solary have played this to perfection. And for all the worries we had after game 2, they didn't seem to have any sort of worries themselves. Minute left. Team Queso need to find themselves a second. They need to find themselves a third.
Wow. They're just not getting anything here. Solary have got a stranglehold on them. A very weak clear coming out of Dementor. And Chaussette's all over it. Farah does the finishing touch for him. And now they lead by 3. I think these 2 games will give Solary everything that they need to take control of this series. We saw that mentally they were able to come back into the series with that game 3 win. Now they've been able to dominate with their game. They're able to establish the way they want to play. And this is really what all Solary fans have wanted for the entire RLCS season. Chaussette playing as well as we know he can, but it's not done yet. Have Solary let their guard down here.
This is smart. Solary all season have had an own goal in them. This is good. This is a good idea. Get it out of the way now.
Surely they can't throw this. I mean, Astral didn't need to chase this into the corner. He was the last man back and he left the net open there. I don't think it was necessary at all. They should still be okay, or should they?
Wait.
Sailing. And all of a sudden, Solary are in trouble. 1-goal game, and that's going to be a long 32 seconds for them. Great team play by Team Queso right after the kickoff, wasting no time as they put a third on the board.
All right, well, they had a creative kickoff last time. What have Team Queso got for us this time? It's a very nice bump shot set. Wiped out. Another passing play. Atomic looks like... Oh, my goodness! You could not do that if you tried 1,000 more times. 3 goals down, and Team Queso are back. What on earth?
Poor Solary. You have to feel for them. Chaussette in free fall. Sends the ball bouncing over the top of Farah into his own net.
It's not done yet.
That's the most bizarre goal we've seen. And we've seen some bizarre goals this weekend. Looking at you, Guild. Surely not like this, Solary are thinking. They had this one in the bag. They might still have it. Astral's rattled the crossbar. But now here come Team Queso. They've still got time to get a goal in regulation.
Farah, infield pass to Astral. Right off the corner, he can maybe keep that one alive. He gets to Farah one more time, but it is going to hit the floor. I don't know how he's still playing for a match here, Johnny, but championship point is back alive for Team Queso, and they might get off this Chaussette, puts it up off the backboard.
Chaussette with a huge save. And, you know, it's not like he had to redeem himself there. I mean, what are you supposed to do when you get an own goal like that? It's not on him at all, but now here comes Astral. Looking for the solo play. One reset. Into the air dribble. Rebound denied. Team Queso still in this. Double commit on the save. Of course they have to with that kind of reaction time. They're just getting in the way of everything.
Atomic on the counter-attack. He's got it past one. Dementor chooses to back down immediately. This is where that attacking style of Team Queso is really tested. How much do they want to commit with this much on the line? As Atomic to Dementor off the backboard. That play is done. Chaussette with the setup. Oh, he had Farah available, but he didn't have any car available to make the play happen.
They ask how much are Team Queso willing to commit. The answer to that is yes. They will commit everything. All the time. Astral tested, passes the test. Also manages to bring Chaussette into the game. And now VK Salen running a riot, but Farah confidently calls that he's got the clear ball covered.
Farah over to Astral. Difficult to make a play from here, but it's not the greatest clear. Thankfully, Atomic is around. Chaussette brings the ball down. Dementor just keeps on challenging. There's no way rid of them. Astral's going to have one more opportunity at this one. Oh, my goodness. Atomic gets rid of it into the corner.
It's just end-to-end stuff here. Threats from both teams being fired. Solo plays look dangerous. Team plays look dangerous. Both teams are leaving themselves open on the counter because they're willing to take the risks of making those aggressive runs forward. But who's going to clutch it up here? Solary need this to tie up the series. It would be triple match point against them if Team Queso score.
Off the back of Dementor's missed it. In comes Chaussette. Top corner! It's off the crossbar and in! And Solary will survive, but what a game!
Wow, Chaussette, 45, is giving Solary fans what they've wanted all year long. When this team came together for the first time, everybody was thinking, we're looking at two players who at some point in their careers have been considered the best in the world, Astral and Chaussette. Now they're together. This is going to be an unstoppable force to be reckoned with. They're all speaking French. What can go wrong? Well, apparently everything up until now, but they're finally connecting the dots, and it's really, for me, it's all about Chaussette. They came back so bravely after being destroyed in Game 2, and now they're popping off. And again, to come back from this throw, well, you know, it's half throw, half just in complete misfortune. You know, well played, Solary. They really had to dig deep and focus up for this one. And what's their reward? A tie series. They've got to do the whole thing over again. They were halfway there, but so are Team Queso.
I'm not gonna lie, we finished that game. I was desperate for production to tell me that Team Queso are taking a quick timeout because I need it more than they do at this point. I don't know what we just took a look. Nope, no timeout. We're back into it. Both of these teams just want to throw haymakers at each other.
We need to make a petition. The casters tactical
get one timeout. Absolutely.
We should get a timeout after that. I think Twitch chat should get a timeout as well if they all can, you know. If they can come together as a hive mind and vote for one. But we're not going to get one. We're straight into Game 5. It is essentially a best of 3 for the regional in the most chaotic event of the RLCSX calendar to date. And we still have Team Queso and Solary to decide who's going to win this. It can only get more chaotic from here.
And Johnny, we were feeling comfortable with this series towards the middle part of the last game. Wait a second, Farah should probably be blocked by Atomic, but wow, that was left incredibly late, and what a hit. Okay, if we didn't have the backboard there, that was probably just going to leave the map. But we're feeling comfortable with Solary. We thought, all right, you didn't take the timeout. You've got full pressure now. This is turning into your series. And then it wasn't anymore. And we're right back to guessing, you know, whose is this in terms of momentum?
Oh, it's so hard to say. Well, looking at the overtime in Game 4, it was clear to see that there was no clear favorite in the matchup. Both teams were getting chances. Both teams were getting equal possession. And we're right back into the same kind of play here. But now an unfortunate touch backwards for Team Queso. And of course, with how far up the field they like to advance, one accidental touch like this from Demensa is past everyone. I guess that's that's karma for Chausette's own goal. They've still got time to remedy it, but now the weaknesses of this aggressive playstyle showing through.
And in classic Solary fashion, Farah wasn't too far off just hitting the post.
Yeah, it's
as we do get VK Sailing trying to get us a goal back. Another transition from them. Nothing's ever easy for this team. I don't care about that at the moment. They are well on their way to getting themselves the championship point. Here is Farah. Can't get anything in. Wow, okay. Team Queso. Cool.
Double commit in slow motion. They're both just trying to fake each other off.
The problem is like we can't even turn around and say Team Queso's tilting. They always look like they're playing tilted.
I just don't understand. I mean, they can both see each other coming. I have to think that they're both saying, I've got it, no me, no me, no it's mine, no me, no I've got it, no seriously, I'm not going to stop going for this. And, I mean, it's just bizarre. I don't know how this happens so often for them. But all in the name of being unpredictable.
Well, certainly was.
Somebody tell them they're the most unpredictable team. They don't need to prove it. Atomic has equalized. And that came out of nowhere. Spencer has slammed it into the ceiling. And Astral missed his read.
Look, right now, Johnny, that play does not exist without the same timeline as that double commit into each other.
True.
So, phenomenal strategy from Team Queso. And more importantly, they have got Game 5 tied up 1 each. That might not last too long, though. Demensa has to try and get rid, but it's only temporary. Too heavy of a pass there from Chausette. I mean, from Farah. Means it goes over the head of Chausette. As Astral almost jumps into Chausette's attempt at a dribble play. Astral wants a mistake from Demensa. Oh, wow, everyone's jumped, everyone's missing. Chausette didn't want to commit, and that's left in one-on-one against Atomic.
Wow.
That was brave defending.
But Atomic actually ran out of boost mid-flip there, so that his angle on the shot changed as he was about to rifle that ball right into the center of the net. So very lucky there for Solary that his boost ran out at that moment. It could have been terrifying to try and defend that if he had got the contact he wanted. Now, there's two players flying for the ball, none making contact. Nothing's going to surprise me at this point with this series, but at some point I think Solary have to just go for these backboard bounces, because enough times we're seeing Team Queso fail to make contact. You have to try and send someone at it. Chausette, ceiling pinch, denied by Demensa.
And Demensa needed to make sure that was accurate using the Dominus, so there's less surface area. Great save. Now Demensa up against Chausette over in the corner. Boost to use this time, and Chausette just rode the wave to the other side.
Yeah, that's a scary play to make, but Chausette's ground control has been phenomenal today, so if there was ever a day to make it, it would be now. Here comes Team Queso again. Every single time that they hit the backboard, there's someone up for it. Again, they just have no respect for Solary in these positions, whereas Solary have too much respect for Team Queso.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what they're waiting for at the moment for that defense, but as usual, Team Queso right up on top of it. Here comes Demensa looking to just add a little bit more cushion to that lead. Astral, who we haven't really seen too much of here in this game. He has been by far the quietest player on Solary. Not really a sentence we get used to saying. Needs to be useful now. 50 seconds left. And there's Farah! What a goal! You said you wanted them to stop respecting the backboard. Farah had no respect at all.
Oh, that is just phenomenal from Farah. What a read. An absolute soul read on Team Queso, because he's realized Team Queso are taking every risk in the book. You know, the second man passing the third man, trying to get a counter-attack started. Not while Farah's watching. And he moved in there with very little boost. He could have rotated back, gone for 100, not interested. He went for the hard read, gets rewarded, brings Solary back into the game.
30 seconds left. Farah, with all the confidence in the world, he wants to go for the ceiling. Not often you see Farah playing that sort of game. But if he believes in it right now, I don't think there's anyone that's going to try and deny him. In comes Astral, wants another read. Unable to do so. Chaussette leaves it for Farah. Instantly shut down with Queso. Now over to Astral. Might get the infield pass, drops it down. Chaussette backs away. Thought the stop was coming in. And actually a double commit. If anyone was closer, Solary might have had something on.
That's all Solary are thinking there is there's probably some way that Team Queso double commit on this and they pinch it into our goal. So we've got to retreat. I mean, you just have to assume the worst is going to happen whenever Team Queso double commit. But Dementis got a good angle on this. I don't know if they see him coming. Chaussette did have the shot covered. What a goal that would have been. Dementis sneaking that one through. Now here comes Chaussette. He's going to be blocked out by VK Sailing. It's more end-to-end stuff in overtime as Farah rips one. And that's going to be saved as well. Look how long it takes for Team Queso to get the attack going. Not long at all. Dementis is lingering downfield on every single chance to get those redirects.
It took 1 second for the ball to enter that side of the field. It took another second for all three players to be in the final third. That is just the Team Queso way, and they'll follow it all the way to a potential championship. Looking for the back corner. That's a double commit. Is anyone going to go in? Here comes Farah to get the winner. Oh! And he's got it! Hat-trick hero! Farah has got Solary on championship points.
And he just went for it. Solary, at some point, just have to start punishing Team Queso, and Farah is the one to do it. 2 times, he has just read them, and he's made sure to send the ball on target as he does so. 3 games in a row for Solary, and it's been a full team step up today. This is easily the most impressive that they've looked mentally. Well, you've said many times, Shogun, the hardest game to get is that last one. They have 2 chances at it, but Team Queso are going to take a tactical timeout here and see if they can prevent this momentum from carrying on any further.
Yeah, it's a difficult game to get, and it gets even harder when you're forced to sit here and think about it. For the extra few minutes that Team Queso are going to add on, the first timeout that we've seen. Reminder for those of you that have joined us late, Solary still have theirs, despite losing the first 2 games convincingly. They held on to it. They won the next 3. So even if Queso come back with the master strategy, they are going to have to sit there and wait as well, most likely before we head over to Champions Field. What a series we have had. And for Farah, I mean, he has just gone from strength to strength in this series. Really started off quite slow. I remember we got like 3 minutes through game number 2. He was on 32 points. Compare that to the hat-trick hero he just was. That is some mental strength.
Yeah, that second goal in particular in the last game, where he's completely predicted the direction that the clear is going to go towards, and he moves into position to intercept it with only 20 or so boost available. That, to me, just shows the level at which Farah was able to download Team Queso's playstyle, figure out exactly what they're going to do, in a moment where his team didn't really have that many things going for them. That, you know, it was a struggle. It was a difficult game on Wasteland for Solary, but that interception there by Farah, not many players would have driven forward into that position with the boost total he had. In fact, you know, with how addicted Rocket League players are to boost, I think 99% of us who are watching this, maybe more, would have, like, with no hesitation, ball cam off, gone to get 100 boosts in the back corner. Don't tell me that you disagree, Twitch chat. Like, we already know that that's what we would have all done. But yeah, not Farah. He's really showing off his IQ there, his awareness as well.
Well, they'll also be aware of one more thing, and that's their chance to add to the championship total of the main duo that we've seen for the longest time. Pharah and Chaussette have stuck together. They've won DreamHacks. They've won regionals. Now is their chance to add something else to that tally. And it's also a chance for Astral to prove that that move away from Dignitas was the right decision, that there was something there for him. It's taken a long, long time, but they could only be 5 minutes away.
Well, this would be painful, though, for Team Queso. Like I said before, they've lost in the Winter Regional 2 Grand Final after knocking BDS into the tournament. Now, today they've knocked out the team that knocked out BDS, and they're losing in the Grand Final again. So it would be really, really unfortunate to see them lose twice here. But Solary, for me, they've looked like the best version of themselves that I've ever seen, whereas Team Queso, I think they've still got more that they can achieve. They've got more levels to go to. I don't think they're there quite yet. Maybe they're going to show it in the last 2 games, but it's Solary early on, testing the crossbar, checking its integrity. Luckily for Team Queso, it's still there.
Well, thankfully for Team Queso as well, the timeout that they did call for is at least cool Pharah shooting off. The first shots that we've seen him miss, put that one too high. Now they want that offense. Demensa, good block, but Astral's control mid-air makes it so difficult for VK Sealand to get in. And in fact, Chaussette is caught out.
Oh, wow.
And that will roll in.
This didn't need to be a very quick shot either. Astral's out the game, and Pharah wasn't backing up Chaussette there. Chaussette thought that Pharah was behind him, so he's advanced to pressure the ball, but Pharah was actually advancing on the right-hand side of the field, so a bit of a communication breakdown for Solary there, and Atomic's immediately able to capitalize. Just a safe challenge as well, so a rare thing to see from Team Queso. Not many safe challenges in their playbook, but they've got another goal lead here. A lot of time to hold on to it, but they have had a chance to calm down and reset as well, which is important.
Well, I will ask you the most redundant question in the world here, Johnny, that I already know the answer to. Do you think Queso will just settle on the 1-goal lead?
I don't think that Queso ever have a flow chart where that...
I don't think Queso know what the time is in the game. I think they've got like a sticky note in front of it.
I don't think it influences their decision. You know,
it's
I really
time
don't.
to attack.
They could be winning 5-0. They could be a 1-0 up in 0 seconds. They're probably... who knows what they're going to do? Like they're just impossible to read for a reason. I mean, this is like if Champ 2 was a Rocket League Pro team. Look at them go. Atomic sneaks it in at the back post, and he's the one who really opened the scoring early on in the series. He's got his shooting wheels back on in Game 6. Solary have time. They have to start closing these gaps in defense.
And that timeout seems to have reset us back to the first 2 games. Potentially 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from heading to Champions Field. Pharah looks for the setup. Demensa pre-jumps him. Also going on to get a second block. Chaussette leaves it for as long as possible. He needs to start getting some teammates into a good position again. He's going to be close to target. Now off the backboard. Nobody around. That counter-attack is going to be so quick every single time from Queso.
Yeah, Queso, they will go for everything. You can never, fake a challenge and expect them to fall for it. They're just going to ignore whatever it is you're doing. All eyes on the ball, and it's a terrifying playstyle to go up against. Solary have somehow nullified it in the middle of this series, but now it's Queso piling on the pressure. VK Sealand makes it 3, and this is exactly what we saw in games 1 and 2. The games that Queso were able to come out on top in. Strong offensive play, early aggressive plays in the corner, and Solary don't have the cohesion in defense to cover it.
I don't think it's cohesion you need in defense against these guys. It's just positioning, hoping things go well, and right now, things aren't going well. I hope you at home are ready for Champions Field, because it's almost a certainty at this point.
This is terrifying. What is happening here? What is this series? Nothing makes sense. Queso are destroying Solary again. This is after Solary have won 3 straight games. Is this the best result after a tactical timeout that we've ever seen? From a team who are, often criticized for not having any tactics other than C-ball, chase ball. I mean, clearly there's a lot more to it with this team than meets the eye. I think they're onto something here. Their mechanics are terrifying, and they can read each other better than the opponents can. Astral, just scooping that one off the goal line. Still a long way back, but 4 is easier than 5 to come back from.
And what is, assuming this game is going to be over and done with, it will set up a very weird stat line of, oh, yeah, this one's definitely done with right now. Team Queso have won every single game that they've scored at least 4 goals in.
Oh, okay.
And we have seen also Solary win every single overtime. So, what we pretty much know from that is Game 7 is either going to go to overtime or it's going to be done in the first 2.5 minutes.
I feel like there's a home for that useless, absolutely useless stats advice. Yeah, it's like, oh, they've won every game where they've scored 4 times. Great, let's just not concede 4 times.
Well, excellent. I'm here. I'm ready if anyone ever needs me.
You got any other more tidbits like this, Shogun?
Well, I feel like that's information that needs. If we do see the tactical timeout, you know, I feel like that's information that needs to get over to Solary.
They better. Hey, I hope the Solary coach is listening so he can relay that wonderful information to them. Don't concede 4 times, because every time that we stop them scoring 4 times, we win. So
hey, you know, if you're on the timeout over Queso, tell them not to go to overtime. That's not working too well either.
True. Yeah, I feel like that actually might be something, you know?
Well, I was trying to get over there, but you're already having a go at me at that point.
I mean, it's 5-0. What else am I supposed to do? Oh,
yeah,
a little bit of a team save there. So, I mean, this is a really weird one, because earlier on, I mean, Game 1, when Solary lost, they did figure it out at the end of the game. I think they were caught completely off guard by the pace and the aggression that Team Queso attacked with. You know, not that they've really become known for anything else, but I think there's a difference between watching it and playing against it. It's only when you play against it you realize these guys really do just go for everything incredibly quickly, and their mechanics are terrifying. So, fair enough, losing, you know, early on in the series like this doesn't really surprise me, because Queso are a very unique team. But Solary seem to have figured it out, and now they've been crushed again. So they have to, I mean, they just have to have another one of those moments like they did after Game 2, where they mentally just figure everything out. I think it's up to Farah, really. You've got to download these guys, Farah. He's got the experience, but do they have the clutch factor to do this in Game 7?
That's the reason why I do keep harping on Farah, and that is, you know, he is the backbone of this team. If the rest of the team is going to be able to perform at the best of their potential, they need Farah in top form, because he's the one that controls the pace. He's the one that says, this is our chance to score, or I'm going to slow this down, you guys get back. It's not quite good enough. But it's all up to this. Johnny, what has been the most chaotic regional ever has got a grand final that it deserves. Game 7 on the way, and I've heard no shouts at all about a tactical timeout. The players are already on the field.
That's interesting.
I guess it's time to do it.
They didn't need one after Game 2, so I guess it does make sense. I mean, Solary were the team who figured it out without a tactical timeout between Games 2 and 3. They were destroyed in Game 2, then they won Game 3. It wasn't destruction in their favor, but they got the win. So they're just going to rely on their ability to very quickly figure out what they need to do. And I guess after seeing how much of a step up Team Queso had after that 1 minute extra, maybe they're just afraid of giving Team Queso any extra time to talk and come up with their strategy.
Here we go. Championship point. Both teams. Let's see who can get it. Demensa waiting to see if Chaussette will offer him a mistake. Chaussette tends not to do that. Here comes Atomic. Wants to open up the scoring. Maybe needed a bit more on the shot.
Yeah, he was just kind of hoping there that it would be a more awkward one for Astral to stretch out and reach, but Astral had the acceleration ready and dealt with it without any difficulty. This is tense though. The first goal is huge. Queso crushed Solary in Game 6. And there's a miss in defense. Chaussette saved by Farah. And Farah needs to do it again.
Oh,
and he does. Double save by Farah. Solary really relying on the captain at the moment. That miss from Chaussette is worrying though. They can't afford to make these mistakes.
No, it's a good thing and a bad thing. They've at least know that the backbone of the team is playing well. But there's a few other parts that need to get going at the moment. Chaussette takes the ball to the air. Over to Astral, over to Farah, all 3 players involved, off the backboard. Who's going to be first? It is instead the defense. VK still wants to take on Chaussette. Now it's off the backboard all the time. Who's first to it? Team Queso strike, and they've got themselves the first goal.
Team Queso do not know fear. They do not know how to hold back. They only know how to bring the fight to their opponents. They've done it again. And whereas Solary had no one attacking the second ball there, when it bounces off the backboard, Queso are lining up to take turns doing it. And now here they come again. Ferris in a spot of trouble here. And it's done well. Solary need pace here. They need confidence. They have fallen apart now in the key games. And it's like we said, it's so hard to get that last win. This is where you get the reality check. You start to have those doubts. Queso, they've been here before. They did lose when they were here before. They don't look like they're ready to make that same mistake again.
Chaussette, he's completely misread it!
Wow.
Top corner for Atomic! He's got a brace! But Solary are crumbling!
Oh my. Again, it is just not a play that you should be making at this level. Chaussette, former best player in the world, made the same kind of mistake in game 2. And we mentioned it. Now he's had this twice in this game. That's a complete miss. Just because he's flown in the wrong direction. He flew up early and he just missed the ball. There's no reason for it at all. But Queso are punishing them every time. They're in position to capitalize on mistakes. And I don't think Solary are when Queso make these small mistakes.
Well, Astral's got to go back. Not where he wants to be at the moment. He wants to be attacking. He wants to be getting that goal. He's going to be forced to chase. Lots of work to do. A couple of players to get around. Off the backboard, Demensa will meet it. Underneath the follow-up challenge to the backboard yet again. It's actually unchallenged this time. Chaussette, he's hooked it right around. That is at least some measure of redemption.
And again, it's just so ideal for Solary that it's Chaussette who scored the goal because his confidence has been all over the place in this game. Now he's on the score sheet. He had Astral and Farah running interference in front of him. And with over half a game to go, I know, not a lot more, but it was when I said it. They have got time to figure this one out. Astral the reset, he's been blocked by Sailing. That was bold of BK Sailing to hang about at the near post there. He just knew that Astral was up to something. He's going to try and put that ball behind him. Covers it well.
So imagine what this is like for Team Queso. Imagine what it's like for Demensa. No fear. In the corner, the most difficult place on the field to create a goal-scoring chance.
Wow.
Well, for nobody else, Demensa will do it.
Oh, that was just so smooth. Demensa immediately recovers, doesn't slow down for a split second, and pre-flips for the finishing touch. Chaussette was not ready for a shot to come at him that quickly. And it's back to a 2-goal deficit. Team Queso trying to get their first regional win of the year. Solary likewise, but it's Queso who are on the warpath.
A reminder again, 5th place in the region is up for grabs. Whoever wins this. There's 101 points. Demensa! Brace for Demensa! And brace for impact. Team Queso are here to stay.
Demensa is on fire. And the less experienced team in competitive Rocket League are making it look like that is really not the case. They have attacked this game 7. Solary have been passive. Solary have made mistakes. But even with goal leads of 2 goals, and 1 goal lead, 2 goal lead, they just still keep on going. The solo plays are coming in. But now Sailing, he's had to put that into his own crossbar. Now the set to the rescue. Somehow they've avoided another goal for Solary. And I think it was about as close as you can come to an own goal in doing so.
Sorry, these are supposed to be rookies this season, right? Who has that confidence in Game 7 to just think, yeah, I'm not going to put this one high. I'm going to blast it at the crossbar, make it unreadable. It's all fine. Team Queso, they're made of something different. Off the backboard, they might be able to add yet another one. It's a hard read for Chaussette. He can't do it. It's off the post. Maybe a little bit too used to trying to hit the woodwork now for VK Sailing. He's now managed to hit the crossbar and the post either end of the field.
As things stand, Team Queso are going to move to 5th in RLCS X points, and it really does look like that's where we're headed. 2 games to start the series, 3 in the middle for Solary, and then 2 at the end for Queso. It's a Solary sandwich. Queso are the bread. They really are just a very versatile team. Cheese, bread, I mean, whatever you want them to be. There's still time for Solary to get something, albeit consolation. Queso are just absolutely on another level right now, they're Shogun. And well played to them. They have done an immense job turning the series around.
It's ridiculous. And for a team, as you mentioned earlier on, that supposedly only have the word go as the strategy, that tactical timeout brought them right back into it. What it looked like, it looked like Solary were figuring them out. Like it was finally their series where the more experienced veterans were going to get themselves a regional win. And instead, it's Team Queso. They've stopped playing. They know that they've done it. From unknown at the start of the season to unstoppable in Regional 2, Team Queso are your champions.
And what a run. What an unbelievable final. They've done it in 7. Solary completely took control in the middle of this series, but Queso have dismantled them at the end of it. And like you said, to go from a tactical timeout to the kind of chaos and the kind of domination that they've just showed in the last 2 games, that's extremely well played. So fully deserved. Solary can still look at this as a successful tournament. They are in the running for top 6. They're tied with Dignitas currently for 6th place, but it's Queso in 5th and by a good margin.
And as we saw all of those teams, fighting for top 6, drop out one by one, Galaxy Racer not making it. Then we saw new teams dropping out. We've seen Giants going out in the group stage, 0 and 4, to Guild and the rest of Dignitas and all the rest of it dropping on the way through. I'm sure a lot of those teams thought, okay, this is bad, but surely teams like Queso and surely teams like Solary would not get this far. They did. And Regional 3 and the Major are going to be must-watch events, Johnny. Yeah. I mean, what a tournament. Europe is usually BDS. This one was just chaos.
Yeah, well, Queso, I feel like they have to just rename or rebrand to Team Chaos at this point. That's what they are. But, you say it's going to be must-watch events. I feel like every Queso series is a must-watch series. Incredibly entertaining. And I think that, the fact that they've won this is brilliant because this will give them the confidence. They have turned their season around again. They're not just contenders. They're in the top 6. And I feel like their skill ceiling is a lot higher as well. This potential for this team is ridiculous. But still, well played, Solary. Great runs by both of these teams. Our RLCS in Europe just got a whole lot more close.
All right, Johnny. Well, we're going to go and take our own version of a tactical timeout and catch our breath. Leaf, over to you.